Hey, good morning. It's game day week one, war week. Welcome to the House Hall Report pregame show. With me today, we got Woody, the Bear fan. The
Yo,
fence guy is in the house live from Soldier Field, where he's tailgating. And we got Mike, the Bear fan, with us. Oh, look at it. There we go. All right, so hey, we got week one. Let's just go to Billy first. Hey, Billy. So, you got to unmute yourself, Billy.
you can't hear him.
What's You
You
can't
won't be
hear.
able to hear
He's
him.
there chilling. So it looks like the atmosphere over there is good. Woody, what you looking for in today's game, man?
Oh, well, now with the Watson injury, he's out for today. Like I said, Green Bay has the youngest wide receiver crew in the league. So we're going to have to stop the run. It's going to be a whole lot of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon today. So if we stop this run, we have a pretty good chance of winning this game today. Pretty good chance.
It's just great to have NFL football back. We've been waiting for this guy. It seems like forever. It was probably what was one of the slowest off seasons I can remember. It was exciting coming into the draft. The draft happened, and then quiet. So let's look at the starting offense for today. This is what we're assuming the starting offense is going to be.
That's defense.
That's defense. I'm sorry. I said offense. I went to defense. That's okay. There's a D. Look at. I mean, I'm interested in seeing this front three.
Yep.
Right. We really haven't seen the front three in any game action yet because it's late signing and whatnot. And Yannick got here late, so I'm really interested to see how that front three is going to work. I know the back end is going to be good. I'm interested to see if the linebacking core does what we brought it in to do, which is help stop the run. But what you said the other day, Yannick is not a run stopper.
No.
But I want to see. I wonder how many times he's going to get to Jordan Love today.
Yeah, I'm hoping that. Like I said, last year I liked Justin Jones. His numbers got to, rise up this year. But I do like him to cause havoc on the running game. But Yannick's got to, the whole defense has got to throw something new at him, fluster, because he's nervous.
I'm going to go to a full screen of what's going on at Soldier Field while we're talking, Woody, just so we can see more of what's going on. There we go. Future Hall of Famer there, Hester. Yeah, man. I'm in the same boat with you. Oh, God, look at this. The starting offense. Okay, I'm going to throw it up really quick. That's the starting O. How much of that do you think, the Herbert at running back, Woody, do you think he's going to be – I don't think he's going to be every down, do you? I think they're gonna rotate, have a little bit of a rotation.
Yeah, I think they're going to have – yeah, definitely. It's going to be between him and, Herbert's going to be starting like I thought. I like Herbert a lot. Even though he's from Virginia Tech, I like him the way he plays. But, yeah, I don't think he's the every down back. Maybe Foreman will come in on a second down every once in a while, but I think Roschon Johnson's going to be our third down back. And hopefully they can produce. And behind this offensive line, like I said, they're moving Cody Whitehair to right guard and – Lucas Patrick at center. So already they're fluctuating the offensive line, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of the rookie today. I have just a feeling we're going to see a lot of him. I'm hoping the air attack, kind of like we start to see the air attack today that we've been waiting to see. But
that's a great atmosphere there. I wish I was there. I really do.
Yeah, Billy gets to have all the fun.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, so now he left us. Oh my God! Look, we go from Billy to this. Oh my God!
Mike's tailgating too. Hey, Mike, how's it out there, son? Give us a report.
I'm actually not there this week. Eventually, I will be for sure, at least one. But no, like you said, move in Cody Whitehair. The question is, Davis is finally back. What's he going to do? Between him and Lucas Patrick, they got to play well today.
They do.
hoping the offensive line plays well today.
See, I'm not worried about Nate Davis too bad, even though he was out for the whole preseason. It feels like he's a veteran already. So, and you got to think he was blocking for Derrick Henry, so that could be an issue or a good thing for us too. So, I'm worried about the Lucas Patrick, Cody Whitehair switch. So, I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes.
I mean, obviously, the old line's obviously going to be a big emphasis today because that was one of the areas we were supposedly fixing. And with guys, Woody, I agree with you. Like, I'm not worried about Davis not seeing. Like, I'm not worried about not seeing Yannick in the preseason because, all right, let's be real. How much of the starters did we really see in the preseason anyways?
None.
Like, what, 15, 20 snaps maybe? I mean, so did they really miss anything? No, I think a lot of times coaches will keep some of these guys out just because, and they'll say, oh, he's injured because the reporting rules are different, right? In the preseason, they are now. So these guys are always, you ever notice that every year, these guys are always injured in the preseason, but week one, they're 100%. No,
but you got to think though. Week one to me is also preseason.
Yeah, me too.
So we'll see.
Well, hopefully we'll see some of this today.
Oh God, I thought the refs. I'll be seeing them today. All right.
The third team on the field. It's going to be. Last year's officiating was suspect in a lot of games. It wasn't just Bears games, right? I think we saw some of that Thursday night. I think Lions fans had a lot they were griping about, and then they won the game. They stopped griping. But I think Chiefs fans had some stuff they could legitimately gripe about too.
The late hit Aiden Hutchinson had on the quarterback. That was big.
So, I mean, both ways, yeah. But, I mean, I don't know if you actually seen it, but there was multiple offensive full starts that did not get called. Like,
yeah, and he got
trying to kickstart a motorbike that just didn't get called. Like,
and Taylor got caught in the fourth quarter with a full start, which was big.
One time.
Yep.
So here's the thing on that though. I think we're also in a day and age where we have so many cameras that can focus on so many things versus 6 human beings with 2 eyes apiece on the field. That it's easy for us to say, oh my God, that was obvious. But, depending on where the ref was on the field and how far away they were, I mean, I don't know what the NFL can start to do a little bit differently. But I think if we have another season where officiating becomes as problematic as it's been a little bit, the last season or so, that the NFL is going to have to do something. And I get it. A lot of the old school refs who are really good, like your Ed Hockleys, have retired. And now we've got younger, newer refs who haven't been around as much. But, I mean, they've missed some really obvious pass interference, some obvious holding, obvious false starts. I'm just wondering how much of a factor officiating is going to be in the game today.
Well, the thing we won't be seeing is Aaron Rodgers putting his arm around the referees. So, but yeah, I don't believe that, one call can make a difference, but I'm getting to the point that, yeah, it can be a fuck up for us.
Well, so, in the Dolphins game last year, it was the difference of the game. One missed pass interference was the difference of the Bears winning that game and losing that game. Legitly. So, it's interesting. What time the Jets play? Are
Monday
they
night.
An early game today?
Monday night.
Oh, they're Monday night. Yeah. So I might actually watch. I actually watched Hard Knocks, and it was interesting. And yeah, there are a lot of former Packers there. But I'll tell you what, watching him in New York with that team is going to be interesting. He's got a legit number one there. He's got a legit defense there. And it's going to be interesting to watch. I think a lot of Green Bay fans are going to be a little upset at the success the Jets might have. But let's speaking of guys who we wish would have gotten hurt and never did, let's go to the injury report. So here's the injury report. Woody already mentioned Watson's out and Dobbs is doubtful. And for us, it's Cole's the only one.
Tanyan is his back. He's questionable for today's game.
Okay. So, but I think the big news though is that Watson is out, and that's their deep threat.
Yep.
That puts more pressure on Dobbs if he actually plays. It puts a lot of pressure on their young guys. It takes weapons away from Love.
Dobbs isn't 100% either.
No, he's not. So even if he plays, he's not 100%.
No.
I think that hurts Green Bay more. Their injury report hurts them more than us because our injury report's not that bad. If Tunyon doesn't play much, Lewis is going to get a little more time, and I'm comfortable with that.
Carlson too. They moved him up as well.
Yeah. So our captains for today, no change from what we've shown you guys before. There are your captains: Edmonds, Moore, Fields, and Bojack. So we get some C's on the field there. And then we've got the big news for today, which I look forward to watching this right here.
Yep.
Will DJ Moore get over 100 receiving yards on Jair Alexander? What do you guys think?
I don't think so today. I really – it's going to be tough. Alexander, he covered, like I said, Justin Jefferson pretty darn good. So DJ Moore, with the first game with his new team and stuff like that, I know we've seen big plays in the preseason. I don't know. I don't think he'll have 100 yards, but I'll think he'll have 1 or 2 touchdowns. But I don't know if he'll have over 100 yards.
If he could get one of those at like 60, 64, I believe he'll get 100 yards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I look at week 1 last year when Justin Jefferson went off for like over 200-plus yards on the Packers. Now, Alexander, I don't think, was on him the whole game like that solo. But also, if you look at the second game, Jefferson still had a good game against Alexander because Minnesota, if anything, did one thing right. Now, whether they schemed their offense correctly to create opportunities for Justin Jefferson. So if we scheme properly, I think it's possible for Moore to get 100 yards, especially if he has like we saw in the preseason, right? A negative passing play that goes for 65 yards, right? I mean, we're looking at a yak situation, like I said the other night on the show. But like straight up, through the air, 100 yards, no. But 100 yards will be considered 100 yards receiving because yak is in that, right? So I think we should start delineating the two. I think that's what they should really do in the stat line. Like, okay, will he have 100 yards today? I think yes, but not through the air. I think because of yak. I think because they're going to design little dumps where he's going to get 10, 15 or more after the catch, where they'll be scheming, blocking schemes where it's not – we're taking Alexander's strength of being a shutdown corner away from him, right? Because you dump it to him 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Well, you just took Alexander out of the play. Now you're forcing him to do open field tackling, but you can scheme against that with good blocking, right? So that's how he could easily get to 100 yards. I mean, that's how you beat Alexander, because we have a receiver that can do that kind of stuff. But if we're talking, is he going to get 100 yards by going downfield and catching long balls? No. I mean, that's the way I see that matchup going.
That's why I said, Alexander, if he's on DJ Moore all day, I think Cole Kmet is our dark horse today. He's got to get open down the middle because taking Alexander out of the play, but we'll see. Well,
and Mike, have you heard much about Claypool lately? I mean, he's hurt, he's not hurt. They're playing the roulette. What is he really hurt or is he not? But I mean, look, we haven't seen Claypool all off season. We didn't see him during the preseason games. We know this guy has talent. Do you think we see a lot of Chase Claypool today? That all this depression of Claypool news is maybe by design because he might have a big day today?
I think he's the outlook player of the offense this week, personally. I mean, everyone's going to look at DJ Moore, with Alexander being, one of the best cornerbacks, which he is, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But then we got to look at somebody else. I think it's going to be Claypool for sure. He's had all offseason to do the playbook, to figure it out. It has been a lot of off and on. Is he injured? Is he not injured? Like, is it a head game? Like, we just don't know. You know what I mean? But all I know is he is suited up. He is starting. He is playing.
Yeah, I think though, if you think there's a lot of look, look what's over here while I'm doing something over here stuff in the NFL. And if you think about it, look, we made a big splash to get Claypool last year, and he didn't play a lot, some injury time and stuff like that. At the beginning of camp, everyone was going off about Claypool, right? Oh my God, he looks so good. And then all of a sudden, radio silent. Oh, he's hurt. He's a problem child. All of a sudden, all this other stuff. I think some of that's by design because think about it. If you're a defensive coordinator, you saw what Moore did. We know what Mooney can do, but there's a depression on Claypool via the media, maybe the fans. So they're hoping maybe the DC overlooks him a little.
Well, the only thing he's got to throw away in the offseason that I've seen of is the 2 fights.
Yep.
But at the same time, you don't want to hurt your players. You know what I mean? Even though there's people trying to make the roster to make a coach turn his head, be like, dang, you see that guy? That was like a wham wham. But at the same time, you can't just go and hurt a player. Not saying that's what he was doing intentionally, but that's where I'm sure Claypool was coming from it.
And bear down, Mike, I like this one. Roshan to get in on. I think we're going to see a lot of Roshan today. What I found interesting in the preseason with Roshan, he was the only running back where they would dedicate an entire series to him. It would be run Roshan, pass Roshan. Oh, we got a first down, run Roshan, pass Roshan until it didn't work, right? They did that a couple times with him. I think he's another dark horse to have a big day today. Like, I think he's going to be the number 2. I really think he's the number 2, and he's going to be a big part of this game plan.
Well, we have running back depth. I don't think it's going to be just handed off to the one person, which Herbert is starting, but I think they're going to spread it more between him, Roshan, and you can't forget about the other guys too. You know what I mean? Foreman can come in short yards plays or whatever the case may be. I think we spread it out more.
Well, it depends on how our offensive line deals with that Green Bay defensive line. Like I said,
it does help. Gary's coming off last year ACL, so he has not played since November, and I'm pretty sure he's only going to be limited snaps, so he's not going to be in every down like he was last year.
Yeah,
they have other guys on that defensive line too.
No, I know their defense is pretty good for sure. Yep. But on the defense of theirs with Bakhtiari, he didn't practice all week, and he's finally going to get in the role. So, question is, can he stay healthy?
Well, I mean, the thing with like the ACL injury guys, it's one of those things where it's funny. The money line is, by the way, is over 41.5 points for this Bears-Packers game. So most people think there's going to be some kind of shootout to a degree. But, I mean, some guys come off an ACL injury, and it's like it never happened. And some guys, when they come off an ACL injury, it's, okay, they've lost a step, they're slower, or they just never really come back and be the player they were. So for Rashawn Gary, I mean, look, I hope the guy is healthy for his personal sake. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him as far as how he is as a player now coming off that injury. Okay, Fox Sports, we're going to get into our predictions in a minute. Gronk is predicting the Bears-Packers game on Fox Sports, and I want to see who he picks. And then 11:52, so we're going to get to our predictions in a minute. Some interesting picks going on over here. And Gronk is, God, yeah, you're right. He is a tall dude, isn't he?
He's tall. Yeah.
Well, like I said, I wanted to mention too. I just told Mike before the show.
Gronk is taking the Bears.
Before the show, everybody on NFL Network Game Day picked Chicago to win. So, like I said, we just give our opinions, but they get paid for it. So they must see something that we're not, or we're thinking like they are. So,
well, speaking of predictions, let's talk about. Give us your comments in the comment line. We'll pop them up on the screen. Well, let's see. We originally did predictions Wednesday. Mike, do you happen to have written down what we said Wednesday? I know I took the Bears to win. I just don't remember the score.
Actually, I was 50-50 on 2 different scores and predictions. I did not write them down. I did put mine in Billy Defense Flores this morning, actually. And before we give our predictions, if you go to the page for Mike the Bear Fan, if you put in your prediction and you get the exact score on the team that wins, I will send you a free item. And also, we give a free item each month. We'll reveal it Wednesday night on the Bears Show. Now we can do predictions.
All right. So, Woody, I'll start with you. Who do you got? We got for score, more importantly.
Well, like I said, I'm still going. My prediction, I said Wednesday. I think it's going to be 24-21 Chicago. I was going to lower it down a little bit because Watson isn't playing, but, Green Bay does have the youngest wide receiver crew in the league. So one of these rookies or two of these rookies got to step up. So, but I'm still saying 24-21 Chicago today.
Mike, who do you got?
Well, my score prediction changes a little bit from Wednesday just for the fact that the Packers wide receivers, like you said, are super young. So as long as we can stop the run or at least maintain it, I'm hoping the Bears can win. I got the Bears winning 31-17.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I'm with Bear Down Mike. His score, I don't know about 30. I think it's going to be. I will go 34-17. A couple Santos field goals and some touchdowns mixed in there. I think for them losing their number one on the receiving core hurts. I think they got some. Yes, Bakhtiari is playing today. Yes, he's good. He hasn't taken a snap, and and that's not that big of a deal. But I think it is a little bit of a deal as far as that offense in Green Bay hasn't. They have to prove something besides that they can run, and I think the Bears have done enough in the offseason to stifle that run some. I think they'll have some success on the run, but not like last year.
Not to mention they don't have Amos anymore, so they downgraded.
Yeah, another guy in New York, right? How many former Packers are on the Jets? Was it like 4?
I think 7 total between coaches and everything.
Well, just player-wise, I think, it's
3 or 4.
Yeah, it's like Amos, Lazard,
Cobb,
and Rogers are the big 4, yeah. That's the other thing. Hey, if you haven't watched it, not that I'm trying to plug the show, but the interesting thing about the show is the relationship between Cobb and Rogers and just how deep their connection is. And, say what we can say about some of these guys, but their connection is true. And I can understand why they're so loyal to each other. And let's face it, they come through for each other in the game. They're like each other's safety net. It's interesting to see Cobb's kids actually know Aaron Rodgers only as Uncle Aaron. Their families are intertwined. It's interesting. Anywho, that was interesting. We don't no more predictions in the feed there. So we got the predictions. Games are about to start. Look, we're going to see the Panthers with the number 1 pick about to start here in Atlanta. That's the game I'm getting down here in Florida. We're going to be back for our game. What time we coming back on, Mike?
About 10 minutes before game time.
And so if you in an area where you can't see the game, hop on with us.
They will not be able to see it until kickoff. Just before kickoff, we'll hit it.
Yep. And just like we did last year, Woody and myself, if Woody shows up, we will try our best not to be preemptive in our cheers and our jeers.
Yeah.
Here we go. We got a couple questions. That's a good
Matt,
question.
I'd like to add something too. I know the Lions won, but whoever wins this game today, regardless of what happens in Minnesota, they're going to be in the lead for the division winners so far, even though it's the first week.
Because of the division game, yeah.
Yes.
Hey, here's a good question. Let's throw this one down real quick. Mike, how many deep balls do you think?
I'm going to say with the offense we have, at least a handful. I'm going to say one of them's going to go to Scott for sure. I'm going to say 5.
5? Woody?
I said 3.
Yeah, I'm with Woody. I think about 3 as well. It's a good question. Bear down, Mike. Thank you. Hey, here's a Lions fan. Hey, look at.
Congrats.
Take it away. We said if the Lions were going to steal a game, this was the game to steal, and this would be their best opportunity to beat KC. And we didn't even know that they were going to be without their biggest weapon. I'll tell you what, not to take anything away from the Lions, they played great. This was a game that they most of them probably didn't count as a win, but was when we thought they could steal, and they went in, they took it. I mean, great. I'm happy for Lions fans. It's good for them to actually have something positive at the beginning of the year. Brent DeWitt, here's another one, 24-17 for the Bears. That's a Lions fan who's getting in on the mix. Yeah, hey, you don't have to be a Bears fan to give us your prediction. Oh, wait, I missed another one up here. 28-17 says Derek. Thank you. Mike's writing all these down, so don't worry. But yeah, so some great games. But hey, Mike, you got anything else to add?
No, not at all. We'll see everybody Wednesday for sure. And time for the Woody wrap up, bud.
Yep, Woody wrap up. The keys to today's win is that offensive line's got to block that tough defensive line of Green Bay. We got to get our running game going. Since DJ Moore is going to be covered by Alexander most of the game, I'm thinking either the dark horse, Cole Kmet, Claypool, even Mooney. Mooney's name didn't even get mentioned. We forgot about him as well. So, but our defensive backfield, even though Brisker, just came off the injury report, I don't know if he'll be 100%, but he still is going to be a key of the game. My key to the game is maybe getting these linebackers in a linebacker rush or bringing up Stevenson to do a corner blitz. So that is the Woody wrap up, and that's my opinion.
And with that, we'll kick you guys off to go watch early games in your local markets, and we'll see you guys back here about 10 minutes before the Bears game. Bear down and enjoy the NFL Sunday, everyone.
Bear down.
He was able to read the defense. He was able to call that little small audible.
His throwing is much improved over the season.
I'm over here in the south side of Chicago, 35th and Damon, doing my veterans tailgate today, baby. This is all about the veterans.
Defensive line's got to get better.
We got a good tight end. That's all you got to do is play to the kid's strength.
Bears, 24-21.
Offense looked good.
Glad for everybody to make it. Bear down, and hopefully I'll see everybody.